Hello and welcome to the Classically Urban Podcast. My name's Phil Seaman.
My name's George Georgopoulos, a.k.a. Bert.
And his baby Ice Cube. I love how this is taking us so long to fucking get this to work. It's great.
Well, technically we had it working for a total of 6 minutes, 20 seconds?
Yeah. So, starting this fresh all over again, there's a story that I found on the first 15 minutes of us fucking this up that happened. This literally happened less than 24 hours ago, right? Why are kids, 13-year-old boys, getting shot at Long John Silver's now?
I don't know, but I want to find out what's happening.
But that's literally all the police are telling us right now. Some little boy was shot at a Long John Silver's
Oh, that's fucking horrible.
on 82nd Street.
He looked at somebody wrong.
There
Right?
you go. There you go.
Like, how?
He tried to take the eye patch off the cap, and he pulled out that flintlock. Bah!
That was loud. You need to chill with that. But like this, it says after 10 p.m. officers arrived, and they said they found the boy suffering from an apparent gunshot wound, which is collaborates with the headline. When
Was it a musket ball or?
Shut up. When EMS got there, he was already dead. So a little 13-year-old boy lost his life over some shrimp, basically.
But we don't know what
Hush
actually
puppies.
happened.
He was at Long John Silver's.
Dude,
What
he
else
just
happened to
wanted
it?
all the Krispies that were left,
Like,
dude.
Like, why are 13-year-old boys just getting shot in the street like this, man?
It's Naptown, man.
Yeah.
Napganistan.
Oh my God! We are not. No, we are not turning into Chirac. And no, get out of here with that. That's
It's the
absurd.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I can't stand it either, dude. Dude, we live in Indy.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Like,
Have some class.
Vietnam, bro. Like, fuck off.
we're about as red of a state as you could possibly get, and you gonna call us Napganistan? Like, we out here just gang banging and stuff. Get out of here. But yeah, some little boy just lost his life. We don't even know the kid's name. But
Jerry.
is that what we're gonna call him? R.I.P. Jerry. Rest in
John
peace.
Silvers.
That's great. We're going to call him John Silvers now because he's got to be an asshole about it. George, you stupid, man. All right, you guys want to go ahead and talk about Irma? Or did you just spill all over yourself?
Well, also on your floor, but.
Did you really
No,
just...
I
I was going to be so mad with you.
I didn't. I got, like, a couple ice particulates from my slushie on my shirt.
Particulates?
Yes, particulates.
Particulate.
Particulates.
Particles.
Particulates.
So, while we were looking at stuff about Irma and waiting for the storm to actually hit, me and Abby were on YouTube watching lightning strikes that people like get real close to, like that just happened, like randomly they were recording. Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's insane. It is so, like, even watching the video, you get how, like, powerful and loud that is.
Yeah, dude.
I would pee myself.
Start to understand why sometimes they're called acts of God. Lightning
True that.
strikes.
Have you ever been close enough to a lightning strike that you can smell the burnt air?
What?
It literally burns the air.
Get out of here.
Yeah, dude.
You're lying to me.
Not to the extent that he's talking about, but we get that at work occasionally if a breaker blows or some shit.
Well, that's just an electrical fire.
No, it's
Cars do it too.
it's different.
Oh, here we go. The two
well, it's
trades
different,
people
but it's not.
fighting
Like,
it out. Whose job is
there's
worse?
definitely
When
a
there's an
different.
electrical shock, dude, it's not an electrical fire. Like
Well,
it goes
that's-
pop and the breaker
I know,
shuts down.
but like I was looking at a car last weekend, and the starter, something was bad with it. So like you turn the key, and instead of it turning, it just starts smoking because it's pulling so much energy from the battery. It probably smells very similar to what you're talking about because there's a difference between like an electrical smell and like a normal burning.
yeah, I don't get what you're. There's a
Are
very
y'all
big
really
difference
having this
between
fucking argument right now?
what happened in your situation, what happened in mine.
Yeah, I know, but yours it's high voltage, very fast. Mine's not as much voltage,
like a lightning
slow.
strike or
Yep.
something. Which one we're talking about?
Point is,
Burnt air. I've been there. It hurts. Your ears hurt. It
Yeah,
smells
like-
bad.
is the actual lightning that's making that noise, or is it just the thunder from the sky that makes that loud, like crashing, booming sound?
Thunder
Is the noise
yeah.
caused by lightning?
But like it sounds like it happens when it hits the ground. That's when the boom hits.
it's because the lightning's moving faster than sound.
It's actually other way around. It comes from the ground up and goes in the air.
Oh, that's why I'm trying to like. Yeah,
Science.
Science, bitch.
Science
I
rules.
understand light is faster than sound, but I'm saying it's not like it's coming like normal thunder you would think, where you hear it from this like basically from the sky, basically first, and then it travels. This one just sounds like as soon as it hits, and the light goes away, it's just like boom, like there's just huge explosion.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
Okay, so what is the point you're trying to get at?
I'm asking y'all a question. Why?
Why? Why is it sudden?
Because
Or
the
why does
air
it
is
make
getting
the noise?
superheated.
Thank you, Phil. That's all. Thank you.
That's why you smell burnt air.
God, y'all don't understand English at all.
Oh, we just didn't understand the 20.
I'm literally asking, why does lightning
You
make...
had a very poorly worded question.
I asked you, why does lightning make such a loud boom when it hits the ground? That's all I was asking. It's just light hitting the ground. So
And you said it kind of weird. Like, you ever done this one thing and it does the thing? Why? Like,
So,
That's a...
but according to what we said earlier, it travels from the ground up. So technically, it's not hitting the ground; it's the earth, like shooting out energy.
yeah.
I thought you were about to say it's the
Sorta.
ground hitting the sky. I was about to come across this table and attack you, dude. Like,
The ground
what?
hits the sky everywhere, dude. We're sitting in the sky.
And the ground.
You sound like one of those people who believe in polytheistic religions right now. Like the ground and the sky just magically separated one day. Like, stop.
That's all creation myths, though.
Fish grew legs, and then they
No.
were people.
There you go.
Not. I mean, like the fact that like Pacific Islander, some of their beliefs is that the sky and the earth were literally in a big seashell, and then they just like there was an explosion and they just blew apart, and that's the difference.
That's
between
the Big
skies.
Bang.
Yeah, that's the Big Bang.
I mean, Moana's real?
Oh my god.
That's what's happened. Somebody stole the heart.
Oh, fuck.
I'm trying to teach y'all some stuff about life. Y'all just sitting here being.
We're trying to teach
You're
you about lightning.
welcome.
We're trying to
Oh.
teach you about lightning.
You do not have the vocals of The Rock, okay? My people sing better than your people.
Yeah.
Greeks can't sing.
No, have you ever heard Greek people singing?
No.
Okay.
Well,
what-
yeah, but no. Do not.
Copyright, don't
do
do
not.
it.
Do
no,
not.
no, if it's for educational purposes.
No,
then.
no, no.
No.
Let me
We're
give
not
you a,
going there.
Let me give you a
We're
rundown.
not going there.
Let me give you a rundown.
We're not going there.
Stop! Oh my god.
That's Greek singing. As one person aptly described it, grab a goat by the balls and pull real hard. Same thing.
I hate him so much, man. The fact that he just started doing that just loud as hell.
Okay. So, all these natural disasters going on in the world.
Mhm.
We got Harvey,
We got 4 hurricanes back. to
Irma.
back, basically.
Oh, bad.
Jose.
Tropical Storm Katia.
Is it Josue? Is
And
the Jose?
Jose.
Josue.
Is it a
Josue
hurricane?
is a dude we knew in high school. I don't know why the.
Is Jose a hurricane or is it a tropical storm?
I don't know if it's.
I think it's still a tropical
yeah,
storm.
but it's going to turn. Most likely to turn to a hurricane.
But it's weird how it formed because there was Harvey, and then Irma started coming up, and like once Irma got close, it
diverted. Straight.
well Jose formed behind it, and
Yeah.
Katia formed in front of Irma
No, well,
in the Gulf of Mexico.
I thought Katia was in front of Harvey. Or was Harvey the first one?
Harvey's so it went Harvey, Irma, and then like Katia and Jose formed
Okay.
like on both sides.
We
And
were,
then
Irma
went north.
Last night when we were watching this stuff, parents, we were trying to figure out, like the science behind this, basically, because we thought about, we've never heard of a hurricane ever hitting California, like ever, because it doesn't happen. But I didn't know this. I don't know if y'all know this, but the reason is because hurricanes, for one, only move from east to west. So if one starts on the close to the coastline, it's automatically going the other way. It also, if it does happen to go the opposite way towards California, the water's too cold for it to sustain that much power. Had no idea this was that's why hurricanes did that. It was really interesting.
Well, it's like most of the weather systems in the U.S. travel from the west coast to the east coast.
That's why I was like, why is it hurricanes that just travel the opposite way?
It's all their spins.
Yeah.
Well, it's how they're formed.
It's also they're right there on the equator, so they're kind of like slipping under
Mm-hmm.
ours, which is what's giving them that rotation.
It also has to do with the way they're formed. Like
It's just
Where
cold and
they
hot air mixing.
yeah, but that only happens in certain places. Like it's off the west coast of Africa.
No, it happens off the Pacific coast too.
It's where the different
don't
Gulf
ever-
streams.
Yeah, we
like,
just don't hear
ride
about it
across
because
each
they
other.
always head towards Japan. They don't
Oh.
ever head back to the continental U.S.
Shit.
And
So
I don't think Hawaii's ever had a hurricane either. Now I think about it. That's out in the middle of like the ocean.
Jesus.
Yeah, but like, if you actually like look at a map of which direction the air flows on the Earth, on the northern hemisphere, the north side, the top half, all the air moves west to east. On the south hemisphere, it's
Southern
east
hemisphere.
to southern. Yeah,
There you go.
it's east to west. So it's those two forces going like that, causing those spins, and
That's why it always spins counterclockwise.
that's why they get so much force. They spin themselves off their path up
Yep.
through Florida. Then they sink.
Do you think Florida's actually going to be that bad?
Yes.
Like, do you think? I mean, it's going on right now, but like, do you think it's going to be as bad as Harvey was?
The storm is the size of a state. It has water on both sides.
Bro, it's bigger than the state of Florida.
Yeah,
what are you
exactly.
talking about?
It has water on both sides, so it's constantly can be fed.
It's actually dying
Yeah.
now.
As soon as
Well,
they make
'cause it's-
landfall, they start dying.
This
Good.
one's the eye of the storm's mostly on land, so it's losing its power.
I don't think it's going to be as bad because
either.
Florida actually knows how to prep for this stuff.
You would think Houston would too, though, because they're on a coastline.
Well, the problem was last time there was a big hurricane and they evacuated, it like completely missed Houston.
I'd rather be safe than sorry, my friend.
So that's why they were so hesitant to make the
Yeah.
call to evacuate, and then they all got trapped.
That's fair, but yeah, I was because they made Irma sound out to be like the worst hurricane that was ever going to hit Florida because it's so big, and it's moving so slow, which is not good. But I like as I'm watching it, like besides obviously the floods and all that, it doesn't look like it's doing like the wind isn't doing that much damage to it. It seems like obviously the water does the most damage, but it doesn't seem like
It's
catastrophic.
usually a combination of the wind, because the wind has a lot of driving force, but then it's just the water that kind of floods.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of damage, but they do different damage.
I expected people to be like, no, not people, but I expected like trees to be falling and stuff to be like just.
There
blowing
are.
off. But I'm saying like you don't see that stuff, and I want to see
I've
that
seen it.
stuff. I haven't. I've been watching
People
CNN all day.
people
so
are
it's
taking
just-
videos.
Oh, I'm not on
and
Facebook watching people
on
be
You-
stupid.
on
I'm just
YouTube.
like
Why do you want to watch catastrophe?
because it's interesting.
Yeah,
Because I've
It's-
never because as a guy from the Midwest, I've never sat and watched a hurricane. Like
it's why I've had an obsession with water and fire. They're both
Water.
extremely like
stop. You're
tame,
not ugly god.
but capable of doing so much damage.
You described like pretty much everything.
Yeah.
No, water and fire too.
Yes, George.
they're in the world of their own, dude. Like water's probably one of the most destructive forces on the planet.
Water and fire, the two most destructive forces.
And water puts out fire, so I'm gonna go with water
Water.
on that one.
Water can cut a country in half, George.
They said that
What?
there might be more islands off Florida. I don't believe that's true, but
The reason they're saying that is because the hurricane is messing with the water. So it's actually uplifting.
he's just ignore him.
It's actually moving sediment and sand and stuff
Yeah.
around on the ocean floor.
They're also worried about the water for like the fresh water in the Everglades and stuff getting mixed in with that salt water, and like destroying the
The habitat.
populations. Yeah, which is crazy. Never,
Well, this probably like isn't the first time it's happened, so
but I mean, I understand that, but like that can destroy that ecosystem
yeah.
because a lot of those things can't live in any salt
So what
water.
you're saying is all the manatees are gonna die. They just got
Manatees-
taken off of the endangered species list.
Manatees can live in salt water, Phil.
Oh.
Why is he? God,
At least he's adding to the conversation. I'm sitting here.
That's
I'm-
true.
I'm
But I'm
sitting
talking
there.
about like deep in the
Crocodiles.
deep in the Everglades where there's like freshwater alligators and things like that that
Or
are
the-
important to the ecosystem that are now going to be possibly wiped out.
or the vegetation.
Yeah,
The vegetation is probably even the worst. What's it called?
worst part of it
Yeah.
because it's food.
Food for the food.
You're gonna go fishing on like a pond and a golf course, catch a 6-foot shark. Like,
That's not true.
if it floods bad enough, a shark could end up in a pond.
That would be fucking tremendous.
I don't think that's happened in the history.
You know
of
how much
hurricanes.
money that golf course would make?
Why did
Of
that
having a
one dude catch a
fucking-
giant fucking octopus in the Ohio River?
That's totally different.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's something outside of its habitat.
It
Just
managed to
literally
find its way upstream.
Do you realize how big a shark is, Phil?
Yeah.
And you realize that water just doesn't sit there forever.
What do you mean?
Like the water goes back, like it disperses.
Yeah.
So the shark can't just sit on land all day, and it probably won't because it doesn't understand where it is, so it's probably scared of it, so it's going to protect itself.
What I'm saying
By
is,
biting people.
Shut up.
if it floods, okay,
Okay.
this is one of the reasons we had a really big issue with the carp, the jumping carp. What are they?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Jumping
The
carp,
Asian
yeah.
jumping.
The Asian carp. Yeah. So basically, what happened is it flooded and the fish got out because the water spilled over.
Yeah, but
and
those
it
are
gave them a
freshwater fish.
I know, but a shark, if it floods that bad, like let's say there's a golf course down in the Everglades, because there's plenty. There's ponds on the golf courses. If the water level gets high enough, a shark can find its way in, and then when the water recedes, maybe the shark doesn't know to leave and gets trapped in the pond.
I don't think a shark's that stupid, first of all. Second of all,
I think that's stupid.
a shark is not going to go anywhere near a hurricane because the water is too violent for it to survive in.
According to who?
Basic logic, Phil. How are you going to hunt something in water that is constantly moving, like ridiculous speeds? You're not going to be able to hunt anything in that, so why would you even go near it?
Because there's drowning kids.
Oh, my God. They don't just eat people
They smell
for fun.
blood.
No.
Somebody's going to get their leg cut open. Leeches are going to get them, and then the shark comes in and finishes it off.
Sharks literally do not eat people like that.
You don't know that.
It's been proven, Phil. Have you ever watched Shark Week, sir?
You see the video of the dude getting in the tub full of piranhas?
Yeah. That was Jeremy Wade, wasn't
It was the dude from
it? River Monster.
yeah.
Jeremy Wade. Yes,
That was
I know,
a pretty crazy
I know my
video.
stuff.
Why did he do that?
Because he's proving the point that they don't just attack because they like to attack things.
Yeah. Like it was basically like a large hot tub full of piranhas. He took, it was a piece of meat. He took a piece of meat and he like dropped it in there and they just started going nuts. And then he just took like a cup of blood and poured it in there and they freaked out. Like they just started like looking. And then he got in. And they didn't do anything.
They were
'cause-
calm.
Yeah, they were calm.
They're like normal fishes swim
They
around.
just like there was like a weird like 1 foot wall between him and the fish.
No,
Just
he's
like
been in one where there's just like
no,
open.
that's what I'm saying. Like they stayed that far away.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like an invisible barrier that wasn't there. They just like knew to leave him alone.
Yeah, because these animals don't just attack because they enjoy it. They do it because it's a source of food. And if it's not, like piranhas don't just attack alive things for the fun of it. They're scavengers. Like here, like you can see, they can't see this, but here's the picture of it. Those are all black belly piranhas. Those are the biggest piranhas in the world. They could tear him apart, and they're just leaving him alone.
Yeah, like if he accidentally stubbed his toe and like
Bled.
scraped it open,
Yeah, they
he'd
would
be dead.
Yeah, he'd be dead. But they don't just like attack living things
People are
like
fucking. Nature's fucking weird.
that. It is, and it's crazy to think about. Like his show, so good. I highly recommend
What, River Monsters?
Yeah, it's an amazing show.
It's really good, but at the same time, it kind of isn't.
Why?
Because half the time he doesn't catch what he's looking for.
Whatever. Yes, he does. Have you? How many episodes have you watched, Phil? Because I've watched every
I've
single
seen a
episode.
lot.
I've seen every single episode, Phil.
I used to watch it all the time, and then
It's
I
great.
got bored of it because it's like, I'm gonna catch this magic seahorse fish
Oh my God,
monster, and yeah,
But that's interesting because it's the native people in the area describing what they think is like a supernatural being that's just a normal fish to us. And it's weird to think about how our perspective is so different from theirs. I think that's that actual point of that show. But I love how George is looking into the mirror and just like, I don't give a fuck about this conversation.
Long ass time ago, I was on Tumblr. This just popped into my head for no reason. Basically, someone shared the post that they discovered a group of people who were still using Stone Age technology because they'd been isolated on an island.
That's cool. I mean, it's not cool. But
Someone claimed that was racist. They were actually using modern day technology, but just because they weren't using the same technology as white people, it's racist.
it's cool. What?
Yeah, that popped into my head when you mentioned that certain cultures.
There's perspectives that,
Yeah. I don't know. I just hate that person for that.
Well, the person that's like, oh, you're
Yeah,
racist.
That's racist. They're using modern day technology. It's just not the same technology as white people.
Modern day technology is the recording equipment we're using right now,
Yeah.
and the laptops we have
Make a-
sitting in front of us, and our phones. And if they don't have that, they don't have modern technology.
Make a fucking podcast with your goddamn rocks and coconuts. You fucking animals.
it'd have to be in Morse code. And you can only hear it for like 30 feet.
True. Stop. But that's interesting. Like, I didn't know there was a civilization out there that still is in
Would you call that civilization?
Yeah.
What do you define as a civilization?
any group of people who have a culture and some form of leadership or government.
That's
You think
the definition.
government is civilization?
I said leadership or government. Those are two different things, but yes.
So yes, you
Yes.
do think that government.
I mean,
is
that's a part of it, yes.
civilization.
Because
Okay.
every ancient civilization had a form of government.
I was just wondering because you ever watch the YouTube channel Crash Course?
Nope.
Well, every once in a while, I like to watch through the world history one, and one thing that's brought up is what constitutes as a civilization. Is it writing? Is it government? Is it?
I mean, I feel like it's just culture, but in a form of leadership / government.
Hmm.
Whether that be like one person leading a bunch of people or they're all doing it together, it's still a form of rules. There's not like someone just doing whatever the hell they want to do. I mean, there is. It's arbitrary rules, but I mean,
Speaking of people together, let's talk about DACA.
man, my whole thing is for years in school, we've heard about brain drain, right? Where it's people from other countries leaving their home country, like the intelligent people of other countries leaving their home country and leaving that country to, you know, not be as advanced or whatever. Where do most of those people go?
Here.
America.
So why are we going to destroy this law that basically says the kids you bring with you that probably could be as intelligent as you, nah, we don't care about them. Like, why is that?
I don't think that's what it is at all. It's undocumented children who lived here for a majority of their lifetime.
I know, but I'm saying, like, how do you know those people the parents who brought them over here weren't some of the most intelligent people in the country that they came from?
Because usually that means they could just
No,
Get
that's not how
in.
that works. What?
Get in
Yeah.
what?
the country. Legally.
Do you know how our immigration system works? Because it's not just an easy, like, oh, you want to come in here? Here's some papers. No,
Yeah,
it's like
no,
a
you have to-
process.
show that you're worth letting in? You have to show education, a history of work, shit like that.
The most educated people in the world, I mean, the most intelligent people in the world aren't always the most educated.
Okay.
Like, our president right now, didn't he go to West Point?
I don't know.
No.
What?
West Point. That's
what-
a fucking military
Yeah.
academy.
He went to a military academy.
No, he didn't.
Where'd he go?
Harvard. He
Bro,
claimed some Ivy League.
I will literally destroy you right now. Because
Dude, that dude went to West Point.
I don't know if it was West Point, but he went to a military school.
How would they let him in? He has bone spurs.
Oh, my God.
Jackass.
Dude, you are just...
Difficult.
No, it's like just accept the fact that you were, like, probably wrong.
I just don't believe that Trump got into West Point.
All right, you guys talk while I read this.
All right, so, Phil, your opinion on DACA? Really? We're doing this? You don't have an opinion. You don't give a fuck.
I don't know enough about it to give an opinion.
All right, so basically, DACA allows the children of undocumented immigrants who were brought here to, and since they've lived the majority of their life in this country, this is the country they know. It would allow them to stay here without fear of deportation. I like that. Just because they're kids, they don't know any other country. If they came
Yeah.
here,
So, their parents brought them here.
yes,
The parents are here legally.
illegally.
I'm going to interrupt y'all for a
Illegally.
second.
Okay.
Because you're right. He didn't go to college, but he was in a military school up until, like, he went to a military high school.
Okay, so that's
It's the same. It's
yeah.
the same thing.
Okay. So, parents who came here illegally, who brought their kids with them
Yeah. They weren't born here.
illegally.
Yes.
No, they weren't.
No.
Was it that? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
'Cause
off.
if you're
But
born here, you're an American citizen.
yeah.
Yes.
So it was the people who were like really young when they were brought
Yeah,
here.
like
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm
2 or 3
remembering
years
this.
old,
Okay.
things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You good? Go ahead.
But you have to think about it this way. The parents are here illegally. They're brought here illegally. They don't have a social security number. So if they do have a job, they're paying into the tax system. they're never going to get their taxes, like the benefits of that if they stay here. Like,
What's the harm in letting them stay? Is what you're saying?
well, it doesn't really make sense for them to stay because they can't get like health insurance. They can't get all this stuff because you have to have a social security number. So, like, yes, we're a very advanced civilization. Like, we have a lot of stuff that other countries don't. So it's good to be here. But if they've known they've been here that long, like, the parents should have gone through the process to try and get them citizenship.
Yeah, that's what DACA. That's why Obama made DACA, because now these kids can get those work authorizations and the authorizations they need to be in school and things like that if their parents are illegal. So he made it so that they can do all those things. Like, they obviously can't get Social Security if they're never going to become a citizen, because that's just cheating our system. But he made it possible for them to start building a life here, and then while they're doing that, they can apply to become a citizen. That was the whole point of DACA.
See, there's no issue with that.
Yeah,
the only issue that DACA actually presents is the way it was put in place.
Why? I mean, yeah, it was an executive order, but...
Yeah. So that's not really something that the president decides. That's something that Congress needs to decide and set limits and rules, which is why Trump, he removed it, but then said, hey, Congress, you guys have this many days to write it up and pass it in order to keep it. So, like, it's there, but it isn't right now.
Listen, the thing with me is, when has Congress ever done their job efficiently? Ever.
When we first started the country.
Shut up. In recent times, when have they ever done their job efficiently? Because you know what's going to happen?
They actually did come together in a show of bipartisanship and defended Jeff Sessions and instituted some other laws that wouldn't allow Trump to fire Robert Mueller, the head of the special counsel looking into his Russia situation.
No one cares about that.
I care about that. That's an amazing show of bipartisanship.
I just say we all get along and the world lives happy.
Yes, but...
I say let's be realistic.
But I'm saying he gives them 180 days. Well, the way this works out is that if the people that had this, I want to say 6 months, if they have if their DACA, like, I don't know what authorization ends within these next 6 months, then they can renew it. After that, and Congress still hasn't come up to a decision, they have to be deported. How are you going to deport somebody that has not known any other country except for ours? Someone who doesn't speak any other language. Like, that's just not... That's not fair. That's not how the country should work. You should let these people who are basically Americans stay here while you figure this out. Like, I can understand shutting down DACA from, for the people that are still coming here. That's fine. But you need to let the people who are here and who are in DACA right now still stay here and try to earn their citizenship, not kick them out if Congress takes too long like they normally do. Because you know there's going to be some Republican senator who hates immigration in general who's going to try and filibuster this and to make it take forever. Because that 180 days in Congress is not a long time at all.
I agree with him. It's just wrong to deport someone who doesn't know any other.
I'm not saying it's not I'm not saying it's not wrong. Like, I understand that. I'm just saying there's a right way and a wrong way to do things.
No, there definitely is.
Both ways are wrong.
But I feel like I'm not defending Obama because I'm a black man, but it just logically it makes sense because he's probably thinking the same thing. Where if he tries to put this through Congress, it's never going to work, ever. So he made the executive decision that he should be, as the president, should be allowed to make and say, I'm going to help my people that elected me to do this. That's, granted, it's the way our government works. It's not okay. But at that situation, I can't be mad at him for that.
Yeah. I'm not going to be mad at Obama for his, his executive order. I wasn't mad at Trump for his. It's what you can do as president.
Yeah.
I might not agree with the choice, but I agree that he has the right to do it.
I feel like they shouldn't.
Make executive orders?
Yes.
That's fair. Why?
Because it's literally them deciding, hey, fuck the political system. This is what I want.
But what did you elect them for? You elect them to get the thing. Like, they ran on this platform. You expect them to do what they said they're going to do.
Yeah,
But you gotta think it's a double-edged sword though, because if they don't ever do it, you're still gonna be pissed because they never did it. They never did what they promised you.
They never do.
I understand that,
No.
but that's how our society
All I'm
works.
saying is like he's not so much like he's the authority, but he's limited on they're limited on what like they should actually be able to do. They're more of like a figurehead with power, but not stupid power like they're executing now.
So
like,
do you think like the checks and balances need to be revised so that he can't do that, and the Congress can't do certain things that they can do?
Limit them to like 10 a year. Like they can
That's
still
true.
do it,
That's true.
but they won't get way out of hand and issue like thousands.
That's low key true.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea. But who's going to enforce that?
I will.
Yeah.
Phil. We'll get Phil a powdered wig, a robe, and a
Yeah.
gavel.
But for real, like who's going to enforce that?
Congress. They'll
Phil.
shoot it down.
Phil, we just talked about how Congress works.
Yeah.
I know how Congress works.
Someone will always be there to postpone every decision that's ever made.
Yeah.
That's why our political system is trash.
Not to mention, you also have to get the
No,
people
the reason
in-
it's trash is because
It's a bunch of old white men. Yes, we know.
not just that. It was good for how long was George Washington president?
I don't know.
8 years.
Are you really taking it back that far?
Yes, because
You gonna tell a black man that the government in like the 1780s is okay?
no, what I'm saying. Okay, here's what I'm saying. When George Washington was president, what did he say?
Isolationism and avoid political parties.
Yeah, beware of the political parties.
He probably wanted
literally
just
as
a
soon as
political
like
party
he
president.
stopped being president. Hey, we're Republicans and we're Democrats.
Yep.
We hate each other.
Yep.
Let's try and make a government that works. Yeah, no, that's where it went wrong. We didn't listen.
I mean, there's a lot of things that point to why this government doesn't work. You can start there. You can start during the Civil War. You can start, back when we were just colonies. It's just what
Yeah.
it is. Like, I'm always wanted to look back in history and see how history has shaped us. But at this point, we need to focus on what's going on right now because they already made their decisions in the past. So we have to live with that, which sucks. But I mean, it's like the two-party system is here to stay. There's nothing that's going to destroy
No,
that.
it's making its way out.
I don't.
Yeah,
Dude,
people are really getting sick of that shit. But I think it's going to be replaced by
two different
one
parties.
more.
Yeah,
No,
like,
it's going to be like one more political party.
yeah, like it's just going to be all these people who
It's gonna
hate
be
the
left,
two parties
right,
there are.
Libertarians, brother.
That's just going to be
Fuck
libertarians
libertarians.
or
Fuck libertarians.
whatever.
Idiots.
Shut up. Whatever other party is out there, one of them's
Why are
going to
you
gain
saying
traction.
libertarians are idiots, George?
They're stupid people. Do you know what the foundation of libertarianism is?
Do you know what-
People are
hold on. Do you know what the foundation of fucking America is?
What?
Slaves built this bitch,
Okay,
so fuck
don't
you.
Fucking start with me, goddammit. We're talking about libertarians and their idiocy.
Okay.
The foundation of libertarians is we think people are smart enough that they shouldn't be governed, in a sense. I don't think people are smart enough. I
don't-
really fucking don't.
I don't think that's what libertarians are trying to do.
No, that's not.
Gary fucking...
Gary Johnson.
No,
that's his
not
name.
Gary Johnson.
Okay.
Penn Jillette broke it down as that. A major libertarian figure.
There's extremes in every party, dude.
Yeah. So, like I was trying to say, most of this country, if you lay the political system out on a scale of conservative
Mm-hmm.
to conservative, what's the other one?
Liberal.
Liberal.
God.
Most people are right in the middle,
Yeah.
and we're forced to pick the
Exactly.
extremes.
That's the messed up thing about our political system.
But that's why people have started to realize that. That's why so many people have been voting third party.
But it's not ever going to change. There's always going to be a
will.
party system in this country.
Yes,
Which there shouldn't be.
I know. But it's when people start to say, hey, fuck you extremists. We're all going to do our own thing right here in the middle where everybody's nice and happy. And
But
you
not
guys
every-
out there are
but
nut
that's
jobs.
that's the problem. Because there's enough extremists on both sides to make it a problem. To make it still this war between the left and the right.
And it doesn't help that that's all the media plays on.
Exactly. That's the bigger problem. Is that the media only preys on the bad things that happen in this world and the fight that America is going through. Not the fact that there are people every day. I don't care if you're in California, New York, or in the Midwest like us. There are people out there who are dead center of the middle. Could lean either way. And then the presidency has become a popularity contest, which is just terrible. Like,
I hate the fact that celebrities are getting into politics.
I do kind of want to see Kid Rock become president.
Fuck Kid Rock.
Shut up. I
Kid Rock.
swear.
Oh, I'm going to call him Senator Rock. Fuck you.
Get out of here. But do you mean that celebrities get into politics to be politicians, or that they're getting involved in speaking their mind about politics?
To an extent, both.
Why the second one?
Because, wait, speaking their mind?
Yes.
I don't give a fuck who you are. Shut the hell
Oh my
up.
God, that's not.
Shut up. Beyonce and Jay. Don't get me wrong. I love Jay-Z.
That's the point. Because people love these people.
I
They love
don't-
what they stand for.
I don't like Jay-Z because of his political acumen.
I understand that, but there are people in the world who look up to these guys, who look to these guys for life advice, for future, for they want to make their plan off of them, so they listen to what they say. Sorry, Phil, go ahead.
I think so. You know how in high school, like, we have teachers,
Yes.
and like they weren't just supposed
Good
to
job.
blatantly.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
sorry.
In school, we
I'm
have
sorry.
teachers. It's amazing. But you know how like they're not blatantly supposed to be like, "This is what I am.
Yeah.
This is who you should be."
That's how it should be. Yeah.
Unbiased is the term
unbiased.
you're looking for.
I feel that's how like major
Celebrities.
should be. Like, do your job. Like, do an amazing job making your movies, your music, your art, whatever you do. But your personal shit's your personal shit. You don't have to tell everybody.
I have one problem with that. Some of the best artists in the world, whether it be music, art, movies, whatever, they talk about their personal life. That's what makes it so
yeah,
real.
you can.
But if it's through their art, it's a very big difference.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
do it.
Yeah.
Through the songs and the music and the movies, not through.
But I mean, what
I'm
else?
Gonna do it. Yeah.
I mean, but that's how, there's no way to be unbiased when it's your personal life.
I know. What I'm saying is they don't have to come out and say, "Hey, this is what I am." Like, they can still talk about everything they know and like their
But
lives.
that's basically what they do in their music.
Yeah, I know.
Because you know how many rappers out here have said "fuck Trump" and all their.
Well, yeah, just because that's what's popular right now. So
I mean, but how many? Yes, that's true. But like some of them could actually mean it, and you can decide.
we
you
went
can
to
obviously
a rock
tell.
concert and they yelled "fuck Trump" in the middle of a song.
Well, yes, but
'Cause
that's
nobody likes
still.
Trump.
But that's still a political standing. Because he represents a party right now.
Yeah.
So if you don't mess with their head guy,
That's the only
you're
reason
going
he
the
got
other way.
voted for. Is because he was the option.
I know, but it's still representing a political party.
Here's the thing. Another thing, getting back to the different side of it, I don't
Oh,
want
yes, sir.
celebrities running for political office.
No, that's.
I want
no.
people to have political experience when they get into a political office.
But
what
how,
the fuck
hold
is
on,
Kid
hold
Rock
on,
doing?
hold on. How do you get experience without being in a political office?
You have some degree from a law school. I imagine.
Why does it got to be a law school? I'm dead
A
asking you
history
this.
major would be a great president.
Boom.
Okay,
A
great.
business
So-
I know Trump, but business people make good politicians when it comes to the economy side of the government. You can have a business degree and still work in politics. You can have a law degree and still you can have all these different
Great.
degrees.
Fine. Start small. Start small. You can run for your local office. That's fine.
I feel that, yeah.
Like I know a guy who ran for local office in Indiana. I worked with him for a bit. Don't go for fucking senator
Why?
right off the bat.
I mean, you gotta shoot
He,
your
wa-
shot.
he wants to make a difference for the state.
Like here's the thing. Al Franken is a good example of a celebrity who became a politician in a good way because he didn't go straight to senator. No. He started off local in his local.
You're probably getting mad at me for this, but who in the hell is Al Franken?
Al Franken is a senator from
Is he
not
is he a
Vermont because
comedian?
that's Minnesota. He
Is-
wasn't.
He
yeah,
was
a
okay. I know
stand-up
you're
comedian.
talking. I know you're talking
But then he started off locally in his own government, and then he worked his way up to junior senator.
yeah, that's
and
a
then-
good way to do it too.
Yeah. And also, he didn't. He what's it called? He didn't show any of his celebrity side, like as in he didn't crack any jokes.
But is he an A-list celebrity?
At the time, he was. I think he was on SNL.
I mean, that doesn't mean you're an A-list celebrity because I've never heard of this man before until. I mean,
Okay.
But I get what you're saying though, because you do in every job you do, you have to go through. You got to go through the grind to get to the top. It's part of having a job. But I want people to if you have a good idea and you have something that you feel can change the world, go tell people.
Yeah, you can write
Go
your
put it out
local
there.
official. You can write your local official.
If it's locally, then do it locally. If you want to, but if it's something that you feel strong enough about and that you have passion for, put it out there and let the people decide whether that's what they want or not. Because, and at the end of the day, we elect who we elect. So, even if it is a celebrity and it becomes a popularity contest, that's still who we wanted. I mean, that's still who the majority of us wanted. So, I mean, if that's what happens, we got to let it ride. Because that's what we basically did now. But, like, I just don't want to discourage. Like, I think it's bad to discourage people who have these great ideas, who have good ways to quote unquote, fix this country, or get us going that way. I don't want them to be like, oh, I have to start off only in my city. No, if you feel like you can make that jump, make that jump. Be ballsy. Go for it.
Don't make the jump. Don't make the jump because you.
Nobody wants
In
to
a
see you fall off a
major-
cliff.
Yeah. In a major, what's it called? Fuck.
Political.
This is Congress. This is the height of our politics. This isn't local bullshit. You need to be able to compromise. You need to be able to, what's it called? Read and understand legal terms and shit.
Here's a point for you though. What it like we can all three of us can agree what's happening right now. It ain't working. Like the political system, the Congress, it just really ain't working right now.
Yeah. So let's throw in a Kid Rock. Maybe he'll see that.
But it's someone who has a more down to earth perspective. He's not someone who's been pushed all these law terms and all these biases from every direction. He's just a normal everyday guy.
Oh, he's not.
Okay, but I'm like, in the political world, he's just a normal everyday guy. So maybe we need that fresh perspective. Maybe we need someone who hasn't been through all this grind and has been working so hard and has all their views set in stone. And maybe it's easier to compromise with someone who just, it's the first thing they've ever done. So they're going to be willing to listen to more people.
Here's what we do. Okay? We're going to start local. We got to do research. We got to figure out how to do this, how to make this happen.
How we can become, are you talking about us personally or just like in general?
No, we're going to do the research. We're going to figure it out.
We're gonna be the urban party.
I'm going to become the new mayor of Carmel.
Oh my God.
If you're gonna sell that fucking carousel and get our goddamn money back.
No, I'm serious. Like, I could do the job. I just don't know how to get there.
That's low-key true. Because, like, when I think about all the the jobs I've had, it's not about whether I can do it or not. You can do it. It's whether you have the confidence to know you can do it and actually work to get it done. That's the difference. Like, I can, doctors, yeah, that
like
takes training
politics,
and
like,
stuff, but
how do you get into
that's
running for
you
mayor?
just have to be ballsy and put your life out there and say, this is what I stand for. I want you guys to vote for me for this office because I don't think this guy's working. You have to go to the people. That's literally all you have to do.
Let's do it.
What?
Let's put me in office.
You?
Yes.
Phil, come on now.
Swear to God.
Phil.
If you asked me to call you mayor, I'm saying no.
Phil. You
You're
can
my
be the
friend.
mayor. You can be the mayor of this podcast, but you can't be the mayor of Carmel. Sorry, I know you too well. No, absolutely not.
See, but the problem is, okay, so with our daily talkings, like,
If you make sure that fucking bikers stay on the goddamn sidewalk, I will. Holy
You got
shit.
George's vote. But go ahead. What were you saying?
you know me as a person,
Yeah.
but you don't know, like, my political views. Like,
I mean, I'm starting to learning them now, but
I try really hard to keep that stuff out of
our
the day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Just because I'm very neutral on everything.
Yeah.
I'm very middle road. Like,
I think the both of us are.
both parties have very good ideas. It's just people refusing to see the other side's argument. So,
I feel like I'm weird because I'm most of the time a middle like you, but when it comes to social shit, bruh, do not, like, I swear to God, if I can't stand old white people. I don't know what it is, but old white Republicans, they make me so goddamn mad. Like, I can't stand them. It pisses me off.
it's because they see you're younger, you're mixed, and they immediately assume. That's the problem. Like,
I know.
people assume.
I
So,
know. But and then I start assuming about them because I know out there there's not old white Republicans that hate black people. Like, majority of my girlfriend's family is Republican, and I'm like, oh, y'all cool, you good, like, it's fine. But it's because I've gotten to know them when we gotten past that judgment zone. But as like an everyday, I cannot, like, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm just so hard set in not getting past that It's something I need to work on. I feel
Yeah,
like.
everyone has prejudices.
But it's not even like I prejudice. I guess it is me prejudicing against them, but it's because I feel like they're doing it to me. If that makes sense.
But as I was saying, let's
Sorry,
let's
yeah.
make me mayor,
No.
and let's not stop there.
No.
Let's take it all the way to president.
No.
Why?
Phil, our entire economy would be based off of cars.
No, it wouldn't.
Like, no, I do not know.
No, it wouldn't.
I know it wouldn't. But I'm gonna be honest, low key. If someone like Phil was my president, I'd be chill. I'd be alright with it, because he's so just like calm and takes everything so well. He thinks things through. That's what we need. We don't need someone who's like, I'm going to guarantee this and this and this. I need someone who's going to look at all the information, make an educated decision about it. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. Like, if I don't know about something, I try really hard not to comment on it. Like this DACA thing. That's why I was asking, because I don't know what it is. I didn't want to have an opinion until I actually knew what I was talking about. So what I said, I still don't know everything about it, just because we're not
really telling.
We didn't actually like read the.
I mean, I have it here if you want to read it.
I'm not gonna read it.
Okay.
And like we got probably another 15 minutes,
That's
so
fair.
I'm not gonna read it in the middle of the podcast. But
yeah, I feel like having someone who can take the time to actually learn these things, and I mean, like, we don't know the president's everyday schedule, so we don't know if he's actually taking the time.
He plays a lot of golf.
I understand. Shut up.
And apparently watches a lot of TV.
Okay, the normal presidents in the world, we don't know what they're like. We don't know what Obama did on a day-to-day basis. Like, we like to think we do, but we really don't.
Yeah. Do you know what I would do?
He was establishing the deep state.
I'd have a garage at the White House. Like,
see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I need you.
I'm down to earth.
Oh my god.
No, like,
Dude, they give you a bill to sign, smudge that shit with fucking grease and shit.
no, I'd be decent about it. Like,
bro, we'd have the greasiest president of all
No,
time.
it would-
Phil right there.
goes up to a press conference, is holding like my little script, and my hands are black.
He's like, I'm sorry, I just left the garage. Let's get this over with so I can go back to work on my car.
Well, no, it would be like my my vacation area. Like, I wouldn't take thousands of trips to golf places in Hawaii and other countries. Like, I would go there for like political reasons if I needed to, like if I needed to talk to somebody and stuff like that, or I'd do it the right way and just pick up a phone, save the taxpayer some money. Like, I don't need to live that extravagant lifestyle. Like, my salary as a president, I'd put enough away so that I could actually live like not extravagant but comfortable.
Yep.
And the rest of it would go to fucking charities. Like, I don't need millions of dollars a year. Like,
well, you only get $400,000 a year.
That's still a lot of money.
I don't need $400,000 a year.
Do you know how much 400? George.
Yeah, I know, but considering what he does,
like
president.
all
Okay,
the shit has
he
to
already
deal with.
made millions. He shouldn't even get a salary for how much money he's made. So like, forget him.
I'm talking about presidents in general,
Oh, yeah.
not this one.
This one's stupid.
This one isn't taking. By the way, once again, I'm on the side of being right. I'm not trying to give him props. He didn't accept the salary.
Do you not?
No, he signed it away. He isn't.
I
getting
didn't.
one for
I
being
didn't know
president.
that. I was literally. I just. I assumed we took it because he's a greedy bastard. But
You assumed.
yeah.
Okay, quick thing. Back to prejudices. Prejudices.
Prejudice.
You have one against old white people.
Yep.
Phil, do you have any? Because I have one, and I want to compare it to yours.
Not really.
Phil's a weird dude, man. He just
My views on people is you give everybody a chance. Only after they fuck it up is when you say screw that person.
But
like, I don't immediately assume.
it's hard to do that though. So like, you don't look like the first time you met us. I mean, granted, when you met him, you were like 3, so you don't have prejudices when you're 3. But like, the first time you met me, Israel, and like you didn't think anything that's like, no, respect. I dig it.
I mean, you're just other kids at school.
That's fair.
I don't.
You didn't act like some of the fucking hooligans that we had.
We weren't ratchet.
Okay, this is my one prejudice, and it's like real, and I don't know why. I don't like Aryan-looking dudes. Like
You're
tall,
talking about like Dolph Ziggler?
yeah, tall, fucking blonde hair, blue eyes. I look at him like you're fucking up to something. Like, dude, no. I'm making it funny, but I legitimately have that in my heart. Like Katie's friend Grant. When I first met him, I didn't like him. I really just like.
Bro, that's real. I mean, I
fucking
can't.
What are you doing?
I don't.
It's
I
because
generally
during
don't
World War II, they were trying to kill your people because they weren't white; they were olive.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, you know me. I'm not. Well, I don't hate Turkish people like that.
Well, because you and the Greek and Turkish culture are damn near the same. They're so closely
Dude, I don't
related.
like. I don't like that. You know, I don't like when people say shit like that.
There's. What do you mean?
They're not the same. Oh, we're gonna move on. Just
Okay,
like
whatever.
that's a weird thing that I have, and I've noticed that about me. I just don't like Aryan-looking motherfuckers.
That is like low-key racist.
Yeah, I know it is. I
Fucking
know it
hate
is.
white people.
Yeah, no. Even worse if they're like dressed nice. Like if they,
I think is what
if I met like an Aryan-looking motherfucker in a suit,
George is like, no.
I'm
get
on
him
the
out,
other
get
side of
him
the
out.
room just watching him. Like, all right.
But is my prejudice against old white people, is that racist or is that just like fear?
It's just
Mutual fuck up.
yeah.
What do you mean mutual fuck up?
As in, you think they're judging you.
Well,
You,
probably
you,
because
you
they
think
are.
they're judging you.
But I mean, like, think about it. I'm not trying to pull the black card, but like, we've essentially been trained our entire life that white people used to hate us with a passion.
Used to.
I mean, they still do.
Used to.
But majority of white people for a long time hated us, like, enslaved us, made us property, and we're supposed to just be like, I fully trust you. Like, why?
Quick thing. This is stupid as fuck. I don't know why, but it bugs me that people don't understand this. The slavery thing came first, and then the racism. No. Literally, you were just people, and then like start owning you, and they're like, we're better than them, and like it's their stupidity.
Yes, but it became a race that, like, slavery's been in the world forever.
No. Eventually, it did become straight up like a race thing. Like you.
Can you let me speak for a second?
No, never.
So slavery was in Africa for years and years and years. It was a class thing, like most slavery is. It's you can earn your way out of it. As soon as the Europeans started taking West Africans to wherever they were going, they're like, oh, these people are barbaric and they're brown and they're not white, so they're like, oh, that we own them. It wasn't that like after they had been working for them for a while that they became race. It was always a race thing, at least with the Europeans.
It's because they weren't like advanced.
It's because they weren't.
They saw how they were still living like savages.
They really weren't. Though.
I did air quotes there, guys.
Air quotes.
You just gotta say quote unquote. But they actually like Mansa Musa.
Mansa Musa.
It's Mansa.
Oh, never mind them.
He's the richest man in the world.
I heard about him.
He was an African.
Yeah, didn't he?
He was a Muslim African, richest man in the world.
Yeah, he actually fucking like, he gave away so much gold that it lost some of its value.
Yes, he was on a hijab.
He was on his pilgrimage to
Yes,
Mecca.
thank you. And on the way there, he had so much gold. As he was walking, he had his servants just throwing gold the entire time.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out in the world.
Because when you're on your pilgrimage to Mecca, you're supposed to be charitable.
But he did it in an insane amount of money.
Yeah, dude.
And he's African. So why, if they're so uncivilized and so below them, why does he have more money than all y'all put together? It's because of religion. Because the most African tribes believed in a different form of Christianity. They believed that there was one God and all that stuff, but they also believed that there's power in nature. And the Europeans saw that. They were like, oh, you guys are barbaric savages, as Phil said. And that made them think that, like, oh, you're less than us. We're going to teach you how to be Christians, and you're going to work for us, and you're also below us because you're a different color. And they took these people and built all these colonies on these people's backs. And back to the prejudice thing, and I'm just supposed to look at old white people from the 1950s and be like, we cool. No! Have you lost your goddamn mind? You think I'm just going to be cool with that? Fuck out of here. No. That's why, no. Not happening.
I mean, I feel like if it was old people in 1950, there'd be more of an issue. But like most of the old people today weren't alive when slavery happened.
Not slavery, but like
No, just the
idea that black
yeah.
people are less than them. No.
Well, it also depends on like
Where
they're standing. Like
yeah.
I told you about my grandpa.
Yeah.
He wasn't racist at all. It actually. I'm not gonna tell the story. I realized when I was telling it the first time, I probably shouldn't put this out about my grandpa. But
Probably not. You should probably just yeah.
But he wasn't racist.
But I mean, it's still like I've been trained to understand that stigma and understand that. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. These people are going to hate me for what I look like and not who I am. Like if they hated me because I was a terrible person, I'd be low key. I'd be like, "Do you, dog? We're cool." But they just legitimately hate me and people. And it's not even black people. It's Mexican people. It's gay people. It's everybody.
Mexican.
They hate everybody who isn't white. They're literally like Nazis. That was kind of a stretch, but
Not really, because that was kind of what they were. Oh, it was also like just Germans.
yeah.
Very xenophobic, those Nazis.
Anyone who doesn't look like them or speak like them, they hate. And I'm supposed to just walk around the world while looking at these people, being like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I feel okay. I'm not scared of you." Bro.
Are you scared of them?
Yes.
You're scared of an old white woman? You just take her cane from her and beat her with it.
It's not that. It's the fact that who did she teach?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because she can't just sit there and hate black people and not tell anybody about it. Like, come on. Everybody know that there's always someone out there who's got that racist grandmama, and they know it. Granted, they might not listen to it. They might just be like, I don't fuck with my grandma because of that. But then there are others, like those new neo-Nazis out in the world, that are just like, no, my grandmother's right. We should hate black people. And those people are the ones who are brave enough to do something to me. So I, in turn, have to be afraid of both of them just by association.
You know what you could do?
What?
Take martial arts.
Martial arts
Dude,
ain't gonna do enough for you when you got a gun in your
you
face.
could get that one surgery Michael Jackson got.
Oh
What
my
the fuck?
god, dude!
Oh,
stop.
Jesus Christ.
I wasn't being serious, guys.
guys.
I just caught what he was saying. I was like, Michael Jackson, what the fuck? Did he get like Wolverine? Like,
Did your I don't know we're on time, but I'm gonna ask you this question. This might take a long time. Did your grandparents ever talk to you about how any animosity they felt for being from another country when they moved here?
Yeah, my grandfather was generally looked down upon. He
So
really was. Like at work, they would make him do like the most horrible shit. He was looked at as less than, like, for
So he
the
would get it.
dumbest like.
But you don't feel that way.
No, I don't. To an extent, I do. I've known that I've been different for a very long time, like not in a way that I can hide though. So it's not the same as like racism. Like I can very much hide the fact that I'm Greek.
Yeah.
But the moment I'm found out that I'm Greek is brought up, immediately I start to feel this like rift, like, as in, like they know I'm different. It's not an animosity thing. It's just you're not a part of the club anymore.
But do you ever if you ever put in a situation where there's a bunch of people like that around you, do you ever feel scared about it?
No, I start to get angry.
That's fair.
Because they all sound like somebody grabbed a goat's balls and pulled as hard as they could.
Exactly. Is that in this podcast? Is that in this
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh God, I hope it's in
think
this recording.
I don't think it is.
But
That'd be so shitty.
yeah, so it's never been like, how do I put this? It's never been a bad thing. It's just like they're not just accepting. Like, oh, you are different. You're not totally a part of the club.
So
Know what I mean?
you don't understand
I don't understand hatred.
that's fair.
I understand like,
See, but the way-
like kind of like, yeah, not really, like that type of thing.
See, the way I look at it, though, you're Greek, but you're born here, so you're an American,
Yes.
so it doesn't really matter.
But that doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, but that basically is it.
Bro, I was born here, and they
Yeah.
still hate me.
No, like this is the best thing I can describe it as. When my coworkers found out I was Greek, like Thursday, they were like, "I knew you weren't American." It's like, like
they
to the
do.
point where actually the job I had before this, when someone said I wasn't foreign, that kind of put me off. That was the first time someone had said that to me. Like that was the first. I said, "Oh, I'm Greek." He's like, "Oh, you're American." I'm like, "You didn't say you're not Greek. You just said, well, you're also American," and that literally kind of put me off a bit.
Yeah, because you don't hear that from normal American
Yeah.
people every day. It's crazy. Is it time to wrap this up, Phil?
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Well, thank you guys for listening to my rant about being black and old white people. I got a little heated in there, but it's fine.
If you have blonde hair and blue eyes, don't dress nice around me. I might hate you for it.
Before we go, Phil, update on your vlogs. Are they ever happening again? You say yes.
Yes.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. There we go.
I have a couple weeks worth of videos that I have to edit, and I'm going to try and get those uploaded. And
Am I in any of them?
I'm sure you are, George.
Yay!
And then hopefully you start doing some more recording. I might start recording before I get the other ones up, just so I have a couple videos.
That's fair.
I always have something new.
George, you got anything you trying to get off the ground?
Just I'm writing more stand-up wise.
It's low-key cool.
Yeah. Actually, I'm currently trying to work out a bit about your dog, Sophie.
Okay.
Just why does she scream? Why the fuck would you want a goddamn dog that screams?
Oh, if you guys knew these conversations behind this off this podcast, you would understand his hatred for that scream.
I don't. Just,
You have a red sparkle, Brandon,
Do I
right
really?
in the corner of your mouth.
Nuh-uh, you lying. Did I get it? Katie came over here just like, oh, let me see.
Okay.
I think it's
All
time we quit.
Thank you for guys for listening. We'll be back next week. Peace out.
What's your name?
Why we got to do that? They already heard it. Just,
So?
oh my God, fine. It's Baby Ice Cube.
My name's George Georgopoulos.
And I'm Phil Seaman. I'm going to be a president.
Oh my God. That's why he wanted to do it.
I'm a